Hi, you guys. It's Meredith with Soul Navigation. I am so excited. Today, I'm going to bring you December transits videos. I have gotten so many requests to go back to doing my transit videos. So here we are. I am going to do this in two different ways. I'm going to talk to you about some of the challenges that are going to occur for all 12 signs. But what I want you guys to know is I am going to also continue this video and do a deeper dive for all 12 signs, for all of my super supporters and my superstar super supporters. So look for the members only video. I also have to tell you, I don't have an editor. Oh my God, you're going to get to see all the bloopers, all the mistakes. And this is like old school. These are like my old videos before I had the wonderful and the amazing Carly Ann, who takes very good care of me and always makes sure that I don't sound ridiculous. And she cuts out all my bloopers for me. But today I don't have her. So we're going old school. I want to tell you there's a couple really important things to know about December. And this is for all signs. First of all, Mars is going to stay retrograde until next January 12th, 2023. Put it down on your calendar. I also want to tell you, I think this is going to be a good thing, but on December 20th, we get Jupiter out of the wallowing, mushy feeling of Pisces, and it's going to pop into Aries. I think Jupiter will fare well in Aries. I'm looking forward to it because I just feel like the emotions are really running deep and they are quite melancholy right now. I feel like people are really suffering. I think the world, it just feels sad to me. Lots and lots of emotions. And my heart goes out to all of my clients that I have had readings with. I know there's a lot of pain and suffering. And I think when Jupiter moves into Aries, we're just going to be able to move through things a little bit more easily and not feel so stuck in all of the emotions. Okay, let's talk about out of bounds planets. I hope you guys know about out of bounds planets. If you are a member of mine, a super supporter, superstar, super supporter, I have an out of bounds video, and I want you guys to go look for that in the members only videos and watch what it means to have an out of bounds planet. But I'll just tell you real quick right now, when a celestial body, not the sun can never go out of bounds, but when it goes beyond a maximum north or south of the declination, 23 degrees, 27 minutes, 23:27, either north or south, it means it's out of bounds. Now, that's not degrees going around the zodiac. So if you're a 15-degree Capricorn, that's not what I'm talking about. The declination goes up and down. And when one of those celestial bodies goes either too high or too low by declination, and if you have one of my gorgeous natal charts, you can go read the column that says declinations and see if you have anything that is greater than 23:27. And if you do, you have a planet out of bounds. And that means it acts extra, whatever it is, it acts extra that. So whatever energy and whatever house it's in will show you the subject matter that is extra important, right? Like extra. So it's important that you look and see if you have some out of bounds planets, but listen to what's happening in December. We have 3 out of bounds planets all at the same time, and it's happening right now. Can you feel it? I know I can. Oh my God. I just had to dry my eyes and quit crying just to do this video because I had a really rotten day. How about you? However, I'm starting to cheer up and it will be okay. But let's look at this. So get out your pen and paper and your calendar and let's talk about this. Mercury, Mars, and Venus are all out of bounds. And they're going to be out of bounds until December 21st. Yes, December 21st. So hold on to your hat and pour yourself some whiskey. It's going to be chaos, chaos, continued chaos. So Mercury and Venus are out of bounds in Sagittarius, of course, because they are in Sagittarius. And then on the 6th of December, Mercury moves into Capricorn, but it still stays out of bounds. And then Venus moves into Capricorn on the 10th of December, still out of bounds until the 21st. And that Gemini Mars is retrograde, but it's retrograde out of bounds. And it's in Gemini. So it's already kooky, right? Like Mars in Gemini is like bing, 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 bing. Then it's retrograde. Then it's out of bounds, right? It's like, it's just chaos. Are you guys feeling it? So I want you to know that I think that this creates a lot of tension and even turmoil for just weeks now. And not only have we, I think a lot of us feel burnt out, we feel anxious and maybe even confused. I don't know which decision to make. I don't know which way to go. And I will tell you, there is going to be so much miscommunication, misunderstanding, misconceptions, misperception. There's going to be hurry up and wait, stagnation, and delays during this Mars in retrograde cycle, which goes into January, and Mercury in retrograde, and 3 out of bounds planets, and Jupiter in Pisces, and Jupiter maybe even moving into Aries. It just puts a torch on it all. So I just want to tell you, hold onto your hat, because Mercury is also going to move into retrograde motion on the 29th of December, So what I want to tell you is, if you have a lot on your plate for Christmas, organization, everybody be a Virgo. Are you hearing me? Everybody be a Virgo. Organize your day. Organize your life, plan it out, give yourself a little bit more time than what you need. Tomorrow, my parents are picking me up to take me to downtown Seattle to go for brunch. And my mom's like, we'll pick you up. She told me an hour and a half earlier. It only takes 30 minutes to get to the restaurant. She's like, we'll pick you up an hour and a half. I'm like, why? That seems overkill. Well, she has a lot of Virgo in her chart. But she's like, just to be peaceful, just to go slow, just to be able to walk on the snowy sidewalks, just to be able to find parking. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let her glide us in to Seattle, glide us into brunch. Okay. Now, when Jupiter is in Pisces, which happens until the 20th, it's asking us really not to feel sorry for ourselves, not to feel all the pain and suffering that's in the world and in our world, not to be overly sad like we probably are, but to heal, to relax, and to go slow, to take a bubble bath, to enjoy ourselves, to be thoughtful. But when it hits Aries, and I'm looking forward to it, it's going to bring an enthusiasm and a passion again. So I think we will feel a little bit catapulted. Now, until December 10th, I want you guys to know that Venus is in Sagittarius and it is going to square Neptune in Pisces. So this is really, really hard for Geminis, Sagittariuses, Virgos, and Pisces. And it's kind of hard for Scorpios, Leos, Cancers, Aquariuses, Tauruses, Capricorns, Aries, and Libras. Now, this is what I want to tell you. You can experience until the 10th of December, yay, disappointments with people that you love and value. So don't over-idealize what people can do for you, what you want them to do for you. Expect nothing, okay? Just expect not very much. I mean, I'm not saying let yourself be a doormat, but have really low expectations of people right now because they probably just are not going to deliver. So I want you to also be truthful with yourself. If there are red flags and you're trying to date someone, please know those red flags are real. Do not talk yourself out of them. Do not become fooled, tricked, or even worse, catfished or scammed right now. Did you guys just see that poor girl who got catfished? And oh, it was just awful. And he went to Riverside, California and killed her whole family. Yeah, bad. Do not get scammed right now. Now, I'm going to tell you also, you might really have some insecurity around the way you look right now. I know I do. I know this COVID 35 pounds that I've gained is not coming off fast enough. Dang it. Gosh, and I'm even walking extra and it still isn't. So have you gained weight? Has your skin changed? Are you breaking out? Whatever you have going on, you can really sort of beat yourself up right now. You can be really, really hard on yourself. Just know that under this transit, your view of yourself or your self-worth can be distorted a little bit. You can become insecure about yourself or even your love relationships right now. And honestly, your love relationships can really suffer right now. So I just want you to be kind to you. Even if other people are not being kind to you, that's not a measure of your self-worth. You are beautiful, you are wonderful, and you have a rightful place in your world. So you might feel taken advantage of right now. Do not become someone's doormat. It's hard. It's hard sometimes to stand up for yourself, but I want you to, with gracefulness, with grace, stand up for yourself. If you're in a healthy relationship right now, this can just be beautiful. You can just move through this easily. But if you're in a rocky relationship, this can really become a problem. You can also learn who's lying to you right now. Like the cat's out of the bag. Who's not telling you the whole truth? And this is also a time when people break up with people by ghosting them. Yeah, like by just not telling them, oh, I forgot to tell you that I no longer want to be involved with you. Yeah, but this is a time when you can really feel disappointed in love. I want to tell you, this is a really bad time to have an affair. Not that any time is a good time to have an affair, but this is a really bad time. Because you're probably going to get caught. Yeah, you're going to be dumb. You're going to leave your phone somewhere it shouldn't be. But you may also feel like if you don't have a relationship right now, that you really, really want one. And it could lead to a relationship, but I recommend that you just wait a little bit. Personally, I would even wait until those planets go direct in January. But if you don't want to wait, then just at least wait until December 10th and then start to ignite your new relationship between the 10th and the 20th, or the 29th, I should say. So the latter half of December. This also is an aspect that's going to make discipline really hard. And the signs that I mentioned before, those are the mutable signs. So it's Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. This is what's really coming up for you guys. It's really hard to quit bad habits right now. So please, please, please be careful with any addiction that you have right now, because it's hard to know when too much is too much. And you can feel really quite depressed too, sad. This brings up melancholy. This is also a time when you can get ripped off by dealers, drug dealers, car dealers, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whoever's trying to sell you something, double check the price. Now, let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going. On December 6th, Mercury is in Sagittarius and it's squaring Jupiter in Pisces. And I am going to tell you this transit can be really tough because you can say all the wrong things. You can try to express yourself so sweetly and it comes out wrong. It is a time when you can really lack concentration if you have to take an exam. So put more time, put more space in between words, take more time to be thoughtful. You're probably going to err on inside communication. You're going to make mistakes around the way you communicate your feelings or not. You're going to probably trigger people. And it's like you have to pay extra attention right now on how you express yourself. You can also be just too damn arrogant, not coachable. You could come across in your speech as bigoted, even racist, judgmental. You could overpromise, underdeliver, and really hurt people when you don't show up when your words don't match your actions. So this is really challenging for Pisces and Sagittarius, Gemini and Virgo. And it's semi-challenging for the others. December 7th, we've got a full moon. Brace yourself. Let's talk about this full moon. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so massively big. And I'll tell you why. The moon is going to sit at 16 degrees Gemini, okay? So if you are born at the halfway marker of the sign of Gemini, so basically, if you are born on June 8th, December 8th, March 8th, or September 8th, or really 10 days before, 10 days after. So that's a lot, but as close to the 8th of the month, and you're one of those signs, this is happening right smack dab bullseye in your life. So really listen up. This is a little bit easier if you are in Aries, Libra, Aquarius, or Leo. And if you're born right around the 8th day of the month of those signs, this is a little bit easier. And then this is quirky and odd if you are any of the other signs. So let me just tell you this. The moon is conjunct Mars in Gemini at 16 degrees. And it is literally opposing the sun at 16 degrees and Venus at 27. That's very wide. Venus is wide. A lot of people would say that's not even a conjunction because it's 11 degrees. But because this is so powerful, I'm going to give it to Venus. So I'm just going to tell you that this is complex and this is complicated. This is really tough. And this is December 7th. So let's talk about this. I personally feel with that moon Mars, it can be a cutting off of your emotions. It can be a severance. It can be a reason why you need to cut your emotions off. And it can be a reason why you feel left out, alienated, hurt, severed, upset. Mars and the moon, I don't like putting them next to each other. I don't like them having any relationship except possibly a trine. So, this is about communication. Also, think about the duality of Gemini. Gemini is, do I go with my head or my heart? Do I take action on my emotions or do I not? And it is in the analysis of life. So I do want to say the blessing here is try your very hardest to try on another perspective, to try on the bigger picture, Sagittarius, to explore for new ways, new feelings, new perceptions, new ways of communication. Pay attention to the little details. I also want to say, in order to create a balance between Sagittarius, the big picture, the visionary, and Sagittarius is a little bit more intuitive than Gemini. And Gemini, which wants, the facts and the data, and both of them want freedom. So what we need to do right now, I want to invite you into trying to step out of your own perspective. You are going to be at odds with probably yourself and probably other people. And you are probably going to be in a great divide during this full moon. So I also want to say Sagittarius can be so arrogant and it can be so self-righteous that we oftentimes feel like under this Sagittarius Gemini, we know best. And it's almost like I want to invite you to allow the other person to have a voice, to have their opinion be justified, to really step into another's shoes. I kind of want to invite you to rise above and see the situation from a different perspective rather than just your own. Yeah, this is going to be a really tough moon to have. So you could get into some fights. You could get into some arguments with Mars conjunct the moon. That's a really, really tough placement. If you guys want to know about that aspect a little bit more, go watch my videos, The 10 Hardest Aspects in Astrology, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, and see how many you have in your natal chart. You're going to get this by transit. Okay, let's keep going. Well, before we move on, I just want to give you a little bit of an example of where we're seeing this in the world. There's a great divide between maybe what you want and what's actually happening. So with Mars in Gemini, it can go two ways. It can just sort of the energy can just sort of collapse in on you because you're overwhelmed, so you can't make a move. So you're sort of frozen in fear, or it can force you to get shit done, right? And it can also increase like how assertive you are around your strongest desires. Sun in Sagittarius has a lot of passion. So it's sort of like game on right now. But I want you guys to look at China right now and what's happening in China. So you might be like either the government or the people of China that just don't want to be locked up anymore because of COVID. So you may see that you are sort of forced to fight for your rights or your wants right now, like the people in China are. Now, what I want to say is, see it from the other perspective at the very least, even if you have to fight for your rights, so you can at least talk coherently and intelligently around your perspective. Just know it might not happen instantly where you are acknowledged that you're right. You might just have to plant a seed, decide to walk away, take a break, and let that seed grow when you're not looking. I think I should expand on this just a little bit more because we've got Venus there. And I think I kind of owe it to you because this is going to be a really big time. And I just want you to know you can feel this full moon many days earlier, 10 days earlier, 10 days after. But I would say it's really going to be intense 5 days earlier, 5 days after. But I want you to know that your ego might need to be put in check, or somebody just might try to be putting your ego in check. So we're going to see aggression in the world right now, especially with that moon Mars opposing Venus, opposing the sun. We're going to see sort of a sick aggression in the world right now that will, in fact, just make you want to vomit. And if you have been watching the news, I mean, it's awful, the crimes that are being committed. It's just god awful. But remember, you still need to be direct in asserting yourself. But what I'm saying is just find the part of you that has tact and grace. You might see right now people are more passive aggressive with you, which is just going to be annoying, and you're going to want to call them out. And that's the passive aggression is just not going to work for you. And I want you to know that other people are going to argue with you. They're probably even going to be angry with you. And you're going to feel like they're approaching things the wrong way. And they're going to tell you that you're irritating and that you're not doing things the correct way or the right way, you'll see that the world is quite critical right now of you. I want you to have thick skin. Don't have a trigger. Just take a deep breath and relax. You might find your world to be kind of annoying. There also could be ruptures of giant jealousy with that Mars moon. Others are going to try to assert themselves over you, especially if you're the quiet, submissive type. So I think you might feel attacked at this time, and it could be played out in your closest relationships because of that Venus opposition. So there might be, excuse me, competition with your boss, with your coworker, your lover, your child, your friend. I also think there's going to be sexual tension right now, romantic tension. There might even be jealousy and competitiveness between or inside love relationships because you've got Mars opposing Venus. It's wide, but it's still opposing. So there could be some arguing. And I hate for this on December 7th. I hate for this because we've got Christmas and the holidays, New Year's Eve right around the corner, and Hanukkah. We have these sweet moments that we should be having. But maybe it will just clear the air and it will sort of let the steam or the air out of the balloon. And before it escalates to a really dangerous level, things get better. That's what I'm hoping for you. I want to give you a good day. The sun is going to sextile Saturn, so you can get a lot done. You'll have extra patience, extra perseverance, and you're going to have a really strong work ethic. You'll probably find successes. You have a great sense of duty and commitment and follow through. This is a great time to reach your goals, meet your goals, set new goals, be determined, great results, no mistakes, get your A on your exam. This is an excellent time for you to start your task list because you'll complete it. You might step into new leadership. You could find a job that elevates you. This is a great time to really embrace your grandparents, embrace those who are older than you, talk to a mentor, get some advice or guidance. This is a time when you can really earn the respect of other people. And this makes sort of the 7th kind of a little bit better. This is around the 12th. And this is a good time for really rolling up your sleeves and doing the hard work. You are probably not going to want to just be frivolous. You're probably going to want to have moments of meaning. That's why I say really call your grandparents on the 12th. So the sun is squaring Neptune on the 14th. You might feel really psychologically exhausted. You might feel just depleted and tired, like, oh, I need to recharge my batteries. This is a time when you're exhausted around all the fighting. And I want to tell you that this can be a different kind of stress because you could just feel so depleted that you just don't want to take anything more on. Like you simply just don't have the bandwidth. I want to tell you, you could also find out some secrets right now. So on December 17th, we've got this beautiful trine. Mercury is going to trine Uranus. That's in Capricorn. Mercury in Capricorn will trine Uranus in Taurus. And this is just going to open up your mind. Your mind could really be blown right now. And you might even receive some really exciting news, a chance to, work with, eccentric, creative artists right now. You might step into just the creative world. Just keep an open mind. And I want you to know that you could make new friends. You could have new insights. It could be a time when your mind is just blown wide open with new ideas, good ideas, and you might get interested in studying something new and innovative. And this is also a really good time, to build your website, to step into social media, to advance your technology game. This is a good time also for if you've been looking for solutions. Ask for the miracle. You could receive it on this day. It's a really, really great day. I want to tell you the energy kind of continues around December 22nd. I'm just giving you the big energy days and then I'm going to go through all 12 signs on like what's hard. And Venus is going to trine Uranus on the 22nd. And so this could be you having, I don't know, this is just sort of like the glitter and the confetti just rains down on you. You might really feel like this is a super exciting time when you're seen for your uniqueness or you're accepted for your uniqueness. And you might be really attracted to new things and different kinds of people and cultures and music and the arts. You might start a new relationship. This is a great time to socialize, new friends, shopping. I just want you to sort of expect the unexpected, expect to be surprised right now. And you could find some really good deals with money. Like you could play the lottery, you could win, you could get an unexpected, reward. There's a lot of creativity at this time. So on December 23rd, we've got that new moon in Capricorn. But I want to tell you that this is not my favorite new moon because Venus and Mercury and Pluto are also in Capricorn at that time. This is December 23rd. So I want you to, with Pluto and Mercury kind of right next to each other, I want you to expect to hear maybe some disappointing news or bad news or even surprising news because all of that Capricorn, okay, the moon, the sun, Mercury and Pluto and Venus are all in a really tight trine to Uranus. And so there could be tons of surprises, but this could be good surprises and kind of hard surprises. So I wonder if you will be getting a new job, if you'll be receiving, interesting news. I will tell you though, this is a very intense day. I do not recommend you doing all your all your Christmas shopping, all your holiday shopping on the 23rd. Oh my God, because this is very chaotic and it's intense. It's chaotic and it's very, very intense. And this is especially hard for Cancers, for Libras, for Aries, and for Capricorns. This is just so much energy. It's exceptionally hard for Libras, Aries, and Cancers. So brace yourself, pace yourself. And I just want to say, maybe do a better job expressing your positive feelings about life, about yourself, your own self-talk, and towards others, because this can be like a dark rain cloud hovering over you. And it's compressed. It's really, really compressed because it's all surrounding that Pluto in Capricorn. And if you guys did not see my video where I said Pluto moving to the 29th degree, that's happening in Capricorn, that's a live stream. Please go watch that. And if you don't know where your planets are, or if you have out of bounds planets, please go get one of my gorgeous natal charts. You can just go to soulnavigation.com and click on the shop tab. And oh my gosh, if you guys have not gotten your soul's design, it makes an incredible gift if you love somebody. Also, I think no matter what age you are, you should get your child's report because it's so good. It talks about your early years, the inner child that lives inside of you. It is such a deep and fascinating report, and that is also a fantastic gift. I cannot tell you the compliments I have gotten on these reports. So just go hit the shop tab at soulnavigation.com and you can see all your all your choices. You will love those reports. On December 24th, I'm kind of like, hallelujah. We've got that Mercury sextiling Neptune. And this is so good for Christmas Eve if you celebrate, because this brings in relaxation, massive creativity, sweet communication, and even a spiritual connection. So those who you are not with on the earth plane for the holidays, don't be surprised if they come in and they find you on the 24th, because the portal to the spiritual cosmic realm is open. I also want you to know this is a great time to do crafts, to bake, to do artwork. You could write your romance poetry right now. And I just want you to know that this is a time when you can really create deep magic. You come from just this deep well of empathy, sympathy, thoughtfulness, and compassion right now. And this is really beautiful for Capricorns, for Pisces, not so much Virgos, and not so much Cancers. That's kind of challenging for Virgos and Cancers, but it would also be really good for Tauruses. And this would be really also quite magical for Scorpios. And the rest, it's just kind of hit or miss. Christmas, December 25th, is really interesting because we get an Aquarius moon. Now, I don't always love Aquarius moon aspects, but I really love it on this day. Why? Well, and not that it is even going with anything but basically Mars. I mean, it's like buddies, that moon is finally buddies with Mars, right? But especially on the 26th. I had to peek at my chart. I have to kind of take that back. On the 25th, the moon is in trine to Mars. And I like that. It's also in sextile to Chiron. So there's some healing there. But it's creeping up on Saturn. And by the 26th, the moon is conjunct Saturn. And it's squaring the nodes, and it's squaring Uranus. And, it's next door to all the Capricorn. And now we just have that Mercury creeping up to Pluto. So, you guys, I think this could be a little bit of a stressful. I like the Aquarius moon because it's not so emotional. We can handle the chaos that we get. We can detach from it. We can take a deep breath. But I will tell you, this is like just a mixed bag. And it's going to have a lot of erratic and frenetic energy. And I think we're going to be absolutely exhausted by the 26th. So what I want to say is take that Venus in Capricorn, which trines Uranus, right? And it sextiles Neptune, and go slow. Oh my God, light your fire. I want you to maybe do things you have never done before, create new traditions that are a little softer. Don't talk so loudly. Don't use all your bandwidth. Do things that relax, that create creativity with the whole group of people that you're with. Maybe cozy up into your little onesie and have your little hot toddy and your fireplace and just watch a movie. And I also kind of want to say, if you got cold winter to deal with, don't drive home. Just stay the night wherever you're at. Make it cozy, make it warm, make it fun, make it relaxing, so you can add the energy in, the relaxing, sweet energy into this transit to just make it land a little bit nicer. I'm looking at my chart while I'm talking to you guys. So Saturn is on the moon. So we just feel kind of emotionally repressed or depleted or exhausted. And that's on the 26th. On the 27th, we have the moon moving into Pisces. It's creeping up to Neptune. And so there's a sweetness again. It's like we're recharged. And it's making such a nice sextile to Pluto, Mercury, and Venus in Capricorn. So I love that. And that's going to be really lovely for everyone. Now, on the 29th, Mercury is going retrograde. Let me tell you why I like this. Because it goes retrograde at 25 degrees and it moves away from Pluto at 27. I mean, it's going to go all the way back to like the teens. Let me see how far back it goes. Yeah, it goes all the way back to 17. And so we get a real respite from Pluto on our mind. But I'm going to tell you that when Mercury crosses Pluto, which it's going to take some time, but when Mercury crosses Pluto, sorry, I'm looking at it while I'm talking, and I know I don't have an editor, so you guys are like, what are you doing? Yeah, bloopers. So Mercury is going to cross Pluto. That's on February 9th. Yeah. And you'll feel this. You're going to start to feel this even in January. But, and I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but it's February 9th. We're going to get bad news. Yeah, we're going to get some bad news. But let's go back to December and let's go back to what the very end of December looks like. And then what I'm going to do, woohoo, is I'm going to tell you guys how to, kind of how to work with this energy by sign. And then I'm going to go in really, really deep for my members. So thank you if you are a member. I love you. Thank you if you're a super supporter or superstar super supporter. You get all kinds of fun perks and a relationship. I just love having you guys. Support this community. So, on December 30th, we kind of have just similar energy. Here's December 31st. You have Mercury on Venus, but Venus is conjunct Pluto. So I kind of want you to stay close to home. I don't know, we have a bunch of different invitations, and my husband and I are like, do we really want to drive into the city? Do we really want to drive 4 towns away? Do we really want to drive 1 town away? And even if, it's not even about drinking and driving, I don't even know if I want to get into an Uber, that night. That's amateur night, as you guys all know, but Venus is on Pluto. So, I mean, to tell you the truth, we're probably going to lose some people. And I don't want it to be you. And it's quincunx, the ascendant. And it is, it's just quincunx to the ascendant, quincunx to Mars in retrograde. And with all those, Mars is still out of bounds. Oh my God, Mars is still out of bounds on the 31st. So just play it small. Play the small game, right? We have a gorgeous, gorgeous Taurus moon that day, which I love. And it's on the North Node. So some really beautiful things can happen. I want you to work on what new things do you want to create for the new year? What new things do you want to create for the new year? And then January 1st is interesting because the moon will be crossing Uranus. And you guys, I'm going to do these transit videos every month. And for my members, I'm going to go deep into the 12 signs. So right now, what I want to do is I want to talk about that full moon in Gemini. And let me go backwards. I want to talk about it for all 12 signs and how you can make the most of it. Now, don't be afraid of bad transits. I tell you the bad transit so you can bring the great energy, your great energy, and change it. Change it out. Change out the vibration. If you know you're walking into a hostile environment, you're going to be different than if you walk into a hostile environment and you didn't know it was hostile, right? I don't want you to be caught off guard. So Aries, during the full moon, that's on December 7th, I want you to know that your siblings, your cousins, your siblings, those who you consider brothers and sisters, really need to know that you love them, because that's the vulnerable place in your life. So reach out to them, make amends, say sorry, do something sweet for those who you consider your siblings. I also want to tell you that you're probably investing your learning time, what you're studying. You probably need to reorganize how you're learning or what you're learning. You also might feel a little bit stifled around your creativity. So I want you to know there's nothing wrong with your creativity. It just needs a tweak. It needs to, there's a new approach that needs to be embraced. Okay, so for Taurus, looking at this, I feel like you could have some money problems. Do not buy the most expensive gifts for your loved ones this month. And I want you to know, really be frugal until we get Mars out of retrograde. I just feel like it is playing with your finances. So be frugal, just think of gifts, non-material gifts that you could give for the holidays. Be a little tight with your money. So let's talk about Gemini. You have to be really careful because you have Mars in retrograde right on your sun. And this is your communication. So I also want to tell you, this is a time when anger, you could just feel so angry. And you could also feel really confused about life and your life and which direction you want to go into. You could be frozen with fear. You could also be frozen with not knowing which path to take. So I want you to just slow down and be thoughtful and know that it's going to be okay. Choose a path, go down it. Don't be afraid. If it's a mistake, turn around and go back. It's okay. Be willing to make a mistake and be gentle with yourself, and don't live in the anger that Mars on your sun sign in retrograde out of bounds can make you feel. You might be feeling panicked and anxious and anxiety and frustrated and thwarted. You feel like you have all this gusto and you're hitting a wall. I just want you to slow down, be nimble, be flexible. Cancers are so overly sensitive right now, and they need to take care of their mental health and their emotional well-being right now. They need to really let go of the drama. Go for a walk in nature. I'm not joking. Literally time out and go every day. You should be doing a walk, especially on this full moon. Breathe in the cold, crisp air or the warm tropical air wherever you're at. Just go listen to the ocean and just try to become one with yourself, because this energy is really jarring for you. This is just really like massively enormous energy, all that Mars energy in Gemini and then the Sagittarius energy. It's just overload for Cancer. Don't forget that Love eclipses everything. Love matters the most. Come from love. Leos, Leo, I just want to say you're sort of not daunted by this full moon because you get along with Gemini so well and you get along with Sag. So you're one of the few people that this actually probably is this is probably an aspect that you can handle and handle quite well. But I do want you to be careful around not being too ambitious with your long-term goals. And if they fall apart, who cares? Just extend them. Don't give up. Just say, okay, I didn't get it launched on January 1st. I'm going to have to do February 1st. Give yourself an extension because you got a lot that you're trying to create, a lot on your plate. Nobody's going to die if you miss your deadline. Nobody's going to die. We were driving to the restaurant today and we were 10 minutes late and they were like, sorry, we gave your table away. Well, I don't know if you guys are experiencing this, but it's like impossible to make a reservation for anything today. And I was just like, you know what? It's not the end of the world. We're not going to get to eat at the restaurant we want to eat at. Okay. We booked it 3 weeks ago. Okay. We got each other. We'll make it fun. We'll go somewhere else. No one's going to die. It's okay. There's going to be hurdles that you might not be able to clear. You might not be able to clear those hurdles. That's okay. It really is okay. It's still going to work out. It's just going to take a little bit more time. Virgo, I want to tell you that you could struggle with your daily routine. It could just get all discombobulated. Like, where'd the day go? Oh my God, I spent my whole frickin' day on the phone with Comcast, on the phone with T-Mobile. What the hell with somebody who is reading off a script and they're driving me nuts and I just want to throw the phone through the window. It's like all the little tiny details, just manic, right? And I want to tell you that work could become really hard right now. And it's like, I don't have time for work to be manic, crazy, stupid, busy. So, and your bosses and coworkers could just drive you batshit crazy right now. So I do kind of want you to zip yourself up and be a little bit stoic and calm. Let's see. Libra, you do quite well too. You're like Leo. I want to tell you that you're probably going to have really good moments with friends. You love Gemini and you love Sagittarius, but you might have friendships that irritate you, that are at odds with you. You might have too many invitations and you don't know who to say yes to, and you're going to hurt someone's feelings, and then they're passive aggressive. Like I said, you can call them out nicely, stay in your dignity, stay in your grace, but you just might get really irritated with people that drive you nuts. Yeah. You might also feel like something's really not fair right now, and somebody's not being fair, and somebody is not considering you and thinking about you. And it might just really kind of hurt your feelings. I get it. And I guess this is an invitation to just play small ball. You don't need to hit a grand slam. You don't need to annihilate the person who's not being right or just or fair or good to you. I guess if you want to let it be known, let it be known. But you could just also kind of move through it like you usually do. And you just continue to be the good person that you are. Scorpio struggles with this, but I'm going to tell you right now, until Mars goes direct in January, do not make an investment. Do not invest in cryptocurrency right now. Oh my God. Probably for everybody, but especially Scorpio, because this is your ruling planet. I don't want you to really even start a new business until Mars goes direct. And the reason why I'm talking about Mars on this full moon, this is the full moon that I'm talking about, is because Mars is conjunct the moon and it's opposing Sagittarius. Like, this is such a bad time to start a new business, make an investment, make a large purchase. I just would be very careful with your money right now. And your money might see a dip. So you guys tell me in the comments if you can relate to this. Sagittariuses are usually really balanced people, just to be honest. They are. I know they have big emotions, but they just they're very adept and adaptable. But I think that Sagittariuses are going to feel Mars's retrograde opposing them probably more than anybody else. And so I think that they can be hot under the collar and really frustrated with life not moving smoothly or fast enough. And I'm going to tell you, you could really get into fights and arguments. So I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to meditate in nature. I am going to say my alms and do my hot yoga. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because I'm telling you, somebody's going to disappoint you and you are not going to like it. And it could even be devastating. So get ready, bolster yourself up with your emotional and psychological vitamins. Capricorn, Mars in retrograde I kind of want you to take your vitamins. I feel like you need extra vitamins at this time. You could feel really exhausted with this Mars in retrograde. And I want you to build up your strength and your health because you could feel kind of weakened right now. And you could feel exhausted and tired. You probably are. You probably are suffering from burnout. So do whatever you need to do to rejuvenate yourself. You probably have too much work or too much responsibility on your plate. So clear your plate. You need a vacation. Are you going somewhere? Are you going somewhere fun? Aquarius, this is not so bad for you. So Aquarius and Leo and Aries and Libra do the best with this full moon, but it's still just so damn tough because of the out of bounds, because of the Mars conjunct the moon, because of Mars opposing the sun and Venus, and because of the moon-sun opposition. It's just really tough for everyone. But with Aquarius, I think that this is an invitation for you to love your family and to say it out loud. Don't just show it. Aquariuses usually like to show their love. I'm saying say your love. I think you could really struggle with your children, struggle with communication. You might have planned your whole giant holiday dinner and your kids no-show or they're late. You might feel like alone, like you have to shoulder it all, or there's a burden, or, sharing your children over the holidays might be a drag. Yeah. You might not want to do that. You might feel like your kids don't appreciate you. So I'm just saying this is a time for you to just really show up for your family and your children and just be okay. It'll get better. With Pisces, you could struggle with a move of some sort. So are you moving to a new place? Are you redecorating? Are you remodeling? There's delays here. There's speed bumps. There's hesitations within the life of Pisces, I should say. And it might be you are needing something new to facilitate your life going forward, and it's halted. That could be a new home, a new roommate, a new house, a new, maybe you can't find the VBRO that you need for your vacation. Maybe there's no place for your in-laws to stay at your house, something. So, or maybe you want to buy a house and interest rates are too high, whatever. So this has something to do with property, dwelling, home, advancing your life in some way. But the thing I want to tell you is that I am looking forward. I think we're going to get some bad news in around this time in the world. And I think we're going to see crime increase around this time. But I want to tell you, I am looking forward to the 20th when we get Jupiter into Aries. I think that's going to feel like a reprieve. But I want you guys to kind of hold on because we also have Pluto moving to that 29th degree. Watch that video, please. And if you guys want to know specifically about your transits, you can order your transits report, and it's for a whole entire year. So you can look at it specifically for your chart. It is a fantastic report, and you can read it daily. And I also want you guys to stay tuned. If you are a member, thank you. I'm going to go deeper into each of the signs. And I just wish you the very happiest holiday. Know that you and your energy can make a difference with these transits. And I just invite you to spread the love. Spread love everywhere you go. I wish you the very best. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. I'm going to see you for the next transits video before January 1st. Take good care. From my house in Seattle to wherever you're at, I wish you guys the very, very best. Bye.